Welcome to the Summit City, home to the 260s dedicated high school athletes and fans. Each victory and celebration captured by our cameras. Treasure the highlights from the Summit Athletic Conference this season, or complete games live or on demand. After all, nobody's more proud to call Fort Wayne home than SummitCitySports.com.
The athletes has always been here, and they're getting better. I'm watching, Summit City Sports, man, they're doing an awesome job. And, that's a plug. Them dudes are doing an outstanding job. And I'm able to be in Nashville and watch games on YouTube that they're broadcasting, and I'm seeing the talent. And it is just truly outstanding. And, you guys have seen the talent that's in the NFL now from Fort Wayne, Indiana, the talent that's coming up now, and the talent that, is just here, man. It's really cool.
Developed for athletes of all sports, PSM's Edge training program is a personalized, high-intensity experience designed to help you outperform the competition. Whether you're looking to enhance your speed, strength, power, agility, or overall fitness, our expert training staff will build a program that adapts to your schedule while maximizing your overall performance. Now accepting athletes 12 years old and up. Get started today. Schedule your free evaluation at psmsports.com/edge.
I started playing football when I was 4 years old in the Cup Football League at Leo. My freshman year of high school, I really started to notice that there was something different about how I played compared to what some other people were playing like. So then I started to develop more. I started to see the results, and then being able to go to Iowa was a big opportunity for me. Being able to train here at PSM has really given me an edge over my competitors. Working on my speed, that's the name of the game nowadays, is who's the fastest guy on the field. Being able to put my body in different positions to allow me to be in the best position during the game. It's so important to not take those days off and just get into a place like PSM where they have flexible hours, and it's good for college athletes to come in and just train.
Anderson Heating and Air, locally owned and operated with over 50 years of experience. Call us today and get a free quote on a brand new furnace and AC, financed and available. Don't wait. Call us today and sign up for a maintenance agreement and stay cool. Our maintenance agreements will ensure that you're first in line if you have an emergency, and we'll send one of our service techs out for cleanings twice a year. Call us at 557-0958 or request an appointment on our website. Call Anderson Heating and Air, where your emergency is our emergency.
Game day, the moment athletes live for, the intensity, the passion, the unforgettable plays. And while you focus on the game, Watermark Sports Photo captures the memories. From the heart-pounding action to the game-winning score, our game day photos make your athlete the star. But we don't stop at game day. With our Sportrait sessions, together we dream up poses and take your athlete's story to the next level. Serving Northeast Indiana and Northwest Ohio, from colleges to high schools and club sports, moments fade, but the memories last forever. Watermark Sports Photo, where every shot is legendary.
At PSM Sports Therapy, recovery is more than getting you back to your sport. It's about building a stronger version of you. Our team of experts uses state-of-the-art technology to build personalized care plans that get you healthy and back in action safely. With no physician order needed, contact us directly to receive top-quality care exactly when you need it. Call 260-266-4007. Visit one of our Fort Wayne locations or go to psmsports.com to learn more.
Let her cook, let me cook. Never gave it, I ain't never gave no. Fell out with them, we ain't never make it no. Back for everything I ever lost, I'm on the mission. We turned the whole house into a booth, we in the kitchen. Let her cook. Big low come through frying. Hey, let her cook. Okay. Too much cake out bow. Oh God. Let her cook. All these sauce I'm trying.
The future is what you make it, so make it matter. At the University of St. Francis, we'll help you build a purposeful life. one based on your interests, goals, and desire to make the world a better place. Learning is personal here. You'll be known by name, supported by experts, and connected to professional opportunities. Our Catholic values will inspire you to use your education for the greater good by serving and leading others. Remember, the future is what you make it. Build a life of meaning and purpose at St. Francis. You belong here.
Tired of waiting for a doctor's referral to start physical therapy? At Indiana Physical Therapy, you don't need a prescription. You have the power to choose where you go for expert care. Our experienced therapists will help you get back to doing what you love. With over 19 locations, getting the care you need has never been easier. Take the first step towards a healthier, more active lifestyle. Visit IndianaPT.com to schedule your appointment today.
Indiana Physical Therapy, where people go to get better.
Here, every athlete is one of one. Every day is an opportunity to improve, to become faster, stronger, healthier. That's our commitment. With elite training and expert care, we transform athletes by pushing through challenges and sharing every victory. PSN, you've got goals. We help you get there. Learn more at psmsports.com.
And good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Lions Den here in Leo, Cedarville, Indiana. I'm Thad Goff bringing you the broadcast tonight. My cameraman is Oscar Harrison. And we should have a fun matchup for you as the Leo Lions play host to the Southside Archers. Southside does come into this game with a record of 3-0 on the season. That's right, 3-0, most recently with an overtime win against the Snyder Panthers. No doubt it was a win that took a lot of grit and stick-to-itiveness, especially after the Panthers were able to come back and tie the game and outscore the Archers in the second half. The Archers got it done from the free throw line and ended up winning the game. Archers also have road wins against Jay County and Central Noble, so this will be the last of a 4-game road trip for the Southside Archers. And then come Friday, it's home sweet home as they take on their arch rivals, the Northside Legends. They'll be back home a week from tonight, taking on the Peru Tigers before they go on the road again to take on the Northrop Bruins. Southside Archers are a very guard-heavy team, and they kind of were that way last year, even with the dominant big in Zachariah Belcher down low. This year, it's Terrence Jordan leading the way, and Terrence Jordan has always had talent. Head coach J.J. Foster would certainly tell you that, and I'll read you his quote about Terrence a little bit later. But Terrence Jordan was averaging about 6.9 points per game last year, but he was a guy who can shoot at a lot of quickness. The points per game may not have necessarily shown it, but if you watch him play on the floor, he was a guy who could make things happen, and he's making things happen so far this year. This year he's averaging 18 points per game, 18.3 points per game. Add to that 5 assists per game and 5 steals per game. So Terrence is getting it done at both ends of the floor for the Southside Archers. And then, of course, a name that you're probably familiar with, Javon Irby. He's averaging 14.3 points per game. He's the second leading scorer for Southside, and he was a big-time scorer for the Archers last year, so no surprise that Irby would be having a really good season, and so far, he certainly is having that. He's averaging 4 assists per game, 1.3 steals per game. He's a speedster and a guy who can knock him down from the outside. Josh Sandoval's a junior. He's the third leading scorer, and he is averaging 10 points per game on the season, and he's kind of, I don't know if you'd say come out of nowhere, but he's certainly shot up his points per game production so far this season in what's now his junior year. I mean, he's a guy who I think was only averaging single digits in points per game a year ago, but now he's a big-time role player for the Southside Archers. Josh Sandoval wears number 2 on the roster. And basically it's a guard-heavy lineup, as I mentioned earlier. JT Timberlake Johnson and Corte Wallace round out the starting lineup. Corte Wallace is averaging 8 points per game, but he can light it up from beyond the arc. And JT, he's a guy who's been with this program and done a lot of good things with this program for quite some time. JT Timberlake Johnson wears number 10, and he's a senior. And he'll be one of the players to watch out for. This Southside team is especially stingy. They can cause a lot of trouble if they can force you to turn the ball over and get out and run in transition. That's a good way that they can get points, is by forcing turnovers and turning those turnovers into fast break points. And, of course, when they're able to set up their half-court offense, they got guys who can shoot the three at a very high rate. KJ Alexander is only 1 for 2 shooting threes. Of course, he's 50% on the season, but again, he's 1 for 2. He's a guy that's been with this program for a good long time as well. Terrence Jordan shooting 50% from beyond the arc. Now, he's 7 of 14. So he's got a lot more sample size to him. And we're not seeing a whole lot of threes from some of the other guys. Corte Wallace and Josh Sandoval so far shooting it at 25%, but who knows? Those numbers could start to go up as the season goes on. It is still very early in the season. Archer's just 3 games into the season. Well, I've talked about the Southside Archers. I'll talk about the Leo Lions when I come back from this next break. You're watching high school basketball on SummitCitySports.com.
From the PSM Sports Therapy, and I have a message for college athletes. Don't let an injury slow you down while you're home from the holidays. At PSM Sports Therapy, we know athletes, and our team specializes in treating them. Whether you are recovering from surgery, dealing with a nagging injury, or just want to make sure your body is right for your upcoming season, take advantage of your break and schedule your sessions today. That way you can get back to campus feeling stronger than before. Check out our website at psmsports.com or call us at 260-266-4007 to get scheduled.
Got about 5 minutes left until this game gets underway. It's the Southside Archers from the SAC taking on the Leo Lions from the Northeast 8 Conference here at the Lions Den. Leo so far has one guy averaging double figures in points per game. That is Sajay Richard, the senior. He's averaging 12 points per game. Lucas Miller averaging close to 10 points per game, 9.33. And again, it is very early in the season. And they're still trying to get Nolan Heitschuh back. Now, Nolan is dressing tonight. He's there on the court. I can see him, and he's blocked by our graphic right now. But he is wearing number 3. He is in uniform, and he is doing warm-ups. But he's not listed as a starter. And one of the guys down low had an X by his name on the roster. So the best I can put it is Nolan Heitschuh is questionable. That's the best that I can say at this point. We'll see if he gets in or not. But again, he is dressed in this game, and Nolan Heitschuh has been a guy who's contributed on this roster for quite some time. Well, the stroke looked good on that 3 that he just took. Unfortunately, he missed it. But, of course, you're going to have that. You're going to have your makes, and you're going to have your misses, no matter how good of a three-point shooter you are. I think we saw that. Well, you see that anytime you watch the game of basketball, but I think we saw that plenty of times last year at the Always 100 Spring Elite Showcase, and I believe Always 100 is planning to have that again this coming March. But we've got a ways to go before we get to March. Still in December, still getting ready for Christmas, and they're playing Christmas music. The band is here at the Lions Den. They were playing Mariah Carey's All I Want for Christmas Is You not too long ago. Well, the Leo Lions would love to snap a 2-game losing streak. They've been on the road for their first 3 games. They did beat Concordia in the opener, but then they lost 66-40 against Wayne, and then they lost 59-42 on the road against Heritage. Heritage, I believe, is undefeated. Wayne, so far, just 1 game under their belts. They will play New Haven tomorrow, and that'll be a big measuring stick game for the Generals. Another big measuring stick game for the Generals is when they take on Snyder on Saturday. Of course, you could also say that that's a measuring stick for Snyder. But nonetheless, Leo, you could say they've been tested, especially since they've had to play all 3 of their games on the road at this point. But tonight, it is home sweet home as the Lions take on the Southside Archers. Now, the Lions were forced to turn the ball over a whole bunch of times when they played the Wayne Generals. Wayne is a scrappy team. They play great defense. They force you into those turnovers, and when they can do that, they can get out and run. You can say the same about this Southside team. So the key for Leo, first and foremost, protect the basketball, and then secondly, create good shots. I think this would be when Norman Dale would say, work for the good shot in the movie Hoosiers. I'm not sure if you'll hear Derek Heinen, the head coach, say that. Well, you won't hear it from up here. I would have no doubt you won't hear it from up here. We're way up here at the top of the bleachers. I don't think you're going to hear Derek Heinen say work for the good shot, whether he says it or not down on the bench. But I imagine that's what he wants Leo to do. He knows that Southside is going to go after those turnovers. They're going to press you. They're going to try to force you to turn the ball over so that they can get out and run. So Leo's first priority is going to have to be protect the basketball. And if they can do that, they've certainly got a chance to slow down these Archers and maybe come away with a win and break that 2-game losing streak that the Lions are currently on. Now, the best Lions teams in recent years have had really good size. Now, they've been great, well-rounded teams. It wasn't just the big guys who contributed. You had big guys in the front court who contributed. You had guards like Blake Davison in the backcourt who contributed. But you also had Zach Troyer and DJ Allen, two very good big men down low, and Blake Davidson was a dynamic guard who's now at Indiana Tech, doing a lot of good over there. It was a great, well-rounded team, but you had the traditional lineup, so to speak, the great backcourt and the great front court that can make things happen. Nowadays, I believe there's just really one big man. That's Cole Grable. He's a senior, about 6'4", if I'm not mistaken, is what he stands at. And he's certainly capable of affecting things down low. But the Lions, not a very big lineup, but lucky for them, the Southside Archers are not a very big lineup. I think the biggest guy on their roster is Cameron Charlton, who wears number 1. We'll see how much we call his name. Cam Charlton is a freshman. We'll see how much of an impact he makes. He's not scheduled to start. In fact, speaking of starters, I do have the starters, or at least the projected starters for you right now, and I can give them to you. First for Southside, they've got Josh Sandoval starting at guard, along with Javon Irby, JT Timberlake Johnson, Terrence Jordan, and Corte Wallace. I believe that's basically a 5-guard lineup, a small ball lineup, if you will, that the Archers are going with. For Leo, they got Sajay Richard and Lucas Miller, along with Nate Gustafson, Jonah LaGrange, and Andrew Scroggum. So if we do see Cole Grable, we'll see him come off the bench. Well, it's time to get some words in from our sponsors. It's because of our sponsors that we get to do all these games that we do here on SummitCitySports.com. Big-Eyed Fish has been around the Northeast Indiana area for generations. Enjoy the best fish in Fort Wayne in a family-friendly environment at Big-Eyed Fish. Tom Steel Tire has been servicing the Fort Wayne area for over 40 years. They'll help you find the perfect tire for your vehicle and other auto repair services. At Ottenweller Contracting, we invest in our customers by providing peace of mind during the entire process from bid to build. Visit OttenwellerContracting.com. And it's that time of year again. Always 100 Basketball presents Holiday Hoops for boys and girls grades K through 8. You'll get to work on dribbling, passing, shooting, and defense. Camps go from December 29th through the 31st. You'll get New Year's Day off, and then they'll pick up again on January 2nd. Morning sessions are 9 to 11 a.m., afternoon sessions 4 to 6. For more information, go to always100basketball.net/registration-1. We're getting ready for the start of this game between the Southside Archers and the Leo Lions. Ben Chappelle is our PA announcer, so we'll turn things over to him as we get ready for the national anthem and the starting lineups. And now it's time for the announcement of the starting lineups. Ben Chappelle will give us that, starting with the Southside Archers, the visitors on your scoreboard. Well, that is the starting lineup for the Leo Lions, and you heard the starting lineup for the Southside Archers as well. So we're just about ready for basketball. Today's broadcast is brought to you by SummitCitySports.com. Follow us on X at 260Sports, like our Facebook page, Summit City Sports, and be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Southside Archers are in the black uniforms. They'll go left to right on your TV screen. Leo Lions are in white uniforms. They'll go right to left on your screen. I should say your computer screen or phone screen, however you might be watching. Of course, if you have a Roku device and the YouTube app, you can watch that way as well. That's JT Timberlake Johnson tipping against Jonah LaGrange, and LaGrange wins the opening tip for the Lions. Lucas Miller with an early touch, averaging just under 10 points per game, finds LaGrange. Richard, the leading scorer, looking to go to work, and that's Jordan, Terrence Jordan, forcing the early turnover. That's just one of the things that he can do. He's got great speed. He can shoot it really well. That's Irby out on the wing. He's a great shooter in his own right. This is a quick Southside team, a small Southside team, but these guards are quick. They can shoot, and they can defend well. Irby uses the fake. Back outside to Wallace. Irby wanted to shoot the three. Wallace extra pass. Sandoval has it blocked by Richard. Great defense on both ends, and then Jordan with a takeaway. Wallace gets a look. Can't hit it, though. Offensive board, Timberlake Johnson. And Irby looking to go baseline. Swings it out to Wallace. And miscommunication as the Archers turn it over. I said you're not going to be able to hear Derek Heinen and whatever he says on the bench tonight. I may have to eat those words because the Leo student section not only was singing the national anthem, but you could hear the boys in the front row as they were singing. As Richard knifes through the paint, count the basket, and one. Sajay Richard right through that paint to give the Lions the lead. Sajay Richard, the senior, averaging 12 points per game. Gets the Lions scoring started. They called that foul on Terrence Jordan as Richard is able to complete the three-point play. 2-3 zone, it looks like, by the Lions. Jordan against it, missed it, a little bit too strong. I think that was Scroggum who met him at the rim, and the Lions take over. Archers had 3 possessions, have not been able to score. Traveling is called on Scroggum, and it's going the other way. Terrence Jordan has upped his scoring this year. Guy who averaged about 6.9 points per game a year ago. He's the leading scorer for Southside this year, but so far nobody in Archer black is on the board. You see the Archers going with the black uniforms and green numbers. Tough shot by Irby. That wouldn't fall. Putback no good. Boy, the Archers have had some looks around the rim but have not been able to finish. That all been easy looks. Timberlake Johnson with that last shot, and he knocks it out of bounds. Lions zone defense trying to slow the Archers down. They've only got a couple of guys who have been shooting it great from beyond the arc so far this season. The Lions looking to neutralize the speed of these Archers. Right now they got to beat the 10-second clock, and they do. And there is Nolan Heitschuh. Good feed down low, and the basket goes. Jonah LaGrange, great teamwork by the Lions. Looks like a 3-2 zone this time. Nothing has come easy for Southside. They've had to be patient, and that's to their credit. However, the looks they've had have not been able to fall. Sandoval cuts. He's had a 3-ball block so far in this game. Wallace, mid-range. In and out. Battle for the board, and it's off of Jordan. Leo takes over. That was a good look. Not an easy shot, but a good look. Archers haven't been able to score anything around the rim. They got a mid-range jumper that time, and it doesn't go. Jay Henney in the game. He's a sophomore for the Leo Lions. As Miller, the junior, looks for help. He finds Heitschuh. This will be Heitschuh's first game back, as again, he does come in off the bench. Did not start this game. I'd say he was questionable going in, but you see him on the floor with the ball right now. His older brother, Trey Heitschuh, was a great scorer in his time here at Leo. Grable sets the screen. Heitschuh puts it on the deck, and that's dangerous. Jordan with the takeaway. Backwards pass. Irby, short. He gets his own rebound. Was he out of bounds? I thought the signal was 3 seconds in the lane, or do we have a foul? There's a discussion. It's going to be Southside basketball. It's a question if he had reestablished himself in play. I think we're going to run out of time, but again, Southside getting to the rim, they have not been able to score around there. I thought Sandoval could have just taken it to the rim himself. Instead, he left it off for Javon Irby. Archers do get an extra possession, though. 4:27 to go in this first quarter. Extra pass. Irby got it, and the Archers are on the board. There's a 1-2-2 zone press from the Archers. This is something you'll see from them. They want to pressure the ball and force takeaways, and timeout. Timeout called by Derek Heinen. 30-second timeout. The Archers almost forced a 10-second violation, but Heinen gets the timeout. While they take a timeout, I'll go ahead and show you this replay. It's brought to you by Anderson Heating and Air Conditioning. Again, Southside's had opportunities around the rim. This one on the outside, but Irby's able to knock it down, and you know he's capable of doing that. He's shooting it under 30% from beyond the arc so far this year. It's a very young season, a lot of basketball left to be played, and again, the reason Derek Heinen took that timeout was to avoid a 10-second violation. It's only the first one. You get 4 more, but you hate to have to use up too many of those. So far, that's the only one the Lions have had to use. Inbound goes to LaGrange. Check that. That's Carson Cogdell, number 22, coming off the bench. He would have played in the JV game moments ago. Jay Henney tries to make his move, gets it outside to Gustafson. Corner 3 comes up short. That was Henney. Irby was very close to that line. He gets the board, and it will still be Southside basketball. Southside struggled to find their shot early in the game. They've got a chance to tie this one, or perhaps take the lead with a 3. Jordan passes it with his right hand. He shoots it left-handed. Irby sizing it up, goes inside. Swing pass to Sandoval. He'll fire, but can't hit. Offensive board. That's Timberlake Johnson with a putback, and finally, Southside gets something to go around the rim. And again, Cogdell retreating. He's double-teamed and just finds Schwartz right at the timeline. Contested shot comes up loose, and Jordan's got it. Jordan on the run. The dish to the corner. Sandoval to his left. Jordan's got the look and hits a 3 to give Southside the lead. 8-0 run by the Archers. And there's that pressure again. 1-2-2 zone. The Lions beat it. They get it to Cogdell. He's double-teamed. Jordan trying to rip it away. It's a jump ball, and the arrow favors Southside. Well, the pressure having an effect. J.J. Foster loves it. And that time Leo did beat the press, but the double team came in the front court and allowed Southside to get the turnover. Leo's gone with a lot of zone defense. Looks like a 2-3 this time as they try to slow down these Archer guards. Wallace has to feed it. That's Timberlake Johnson. Irby had a good look. Now he goes for the mid-ranger, and it's one and done for the Archers that time. Scroggum with the board for Leo. Cogdell sets the screen. Heitschuh will let it fly. Book it! And this game is tied. Well, you're happy to see that if you're a Leo fan. Heitschuh had missed the first 3 games of this season, but now he's back and on the board. As the Lions try to weather this early storm. Wallace goes outside to Sandoval. He just gets it to Jordan. Irby just able to pull in the pass, and his shot won't fall. Kept alive and pulled down by LaGrange. None of these teams has a whole lot of size, but Leo does seem to have the size advantage looking at him on the floor at least. Cogdell, the floater, off the mark. Timberlake Johnson with the board. Jordan gets out ahead. Here's Irby to the basket. No, that was kind of a wild shot, and Irby couldn't get it to fall. Now Leo, with less than a minute left, can retake the lead until now. Corte Wallace the takeaway. Jordan leans in. Missed it, but he's fouled. It's on Heitschuh. Nolan Heitschuh called for the foul. 52 seconds left, and Terrence Jordan will go to the free throw line. He's a 75% free throw shooter coming into this game. Home crowd able to distract him that time. Sajay Richard, Lucas Miller, and Jay Henney check back in for the Lions. Jordan goes 0 for 2. Scroggum's right there for the board. Missed opportunities hurt the Archers early in this ball game. That was a big missed opportunity. Lucas Miller backs it outside, finds Richard. He gets it to LaGrange. LaGrange with the feed to Jay Henney. Timberlake Johnson was looking for a takeaway. In the end, it was a good pass. Looks like Leo's holding for the final shot of the quarter. 22 seconds. And we're going to get a foul on Southside. That's on JT Timberlake Johnson. Archers will make a substitution here. That's KJ Alexander. He'll come in along with Vincent Wynn. Two fresh feet on the floor for the Archers. 21.1 seconds left. Leo can hold for the final shot of the quarter here if they choose. They get the ball into Heitschuh. Or check that, that was Richard. Heitschuh's not on the floor right now. Henney feeds that one outside to Miller. Down to 9 seconds. 8 seconds. Poked away. Terrence Jordan to the basket, puts it in off the takeaway. And a desperation heave that comes up short. Defense turning into offense for the Archers to close out the quarter. They lead at 10-8 as we go to the second quarter, I beg your pardon. It's not baseball time yet. We're going to the second quarter on SummitCitySports.com.
Anderson Heating and Air, locally owned and operated with over 50 years of experience. Call us today and get a free quote on a brand new furnace and AC, financed and available. Don't wait. Call us today and sign up for a maintenance agreement and stay cool. Our maintenance agreements will ensure that you're first in line if you have an emergency, and we'll send one of our service techs out for cleanings twice a year. Call us at 557-0958 or request an appointment on our website. Call Anderson Heating and Air, where your emergency is our emergency.
Tired of waiting for a doctor's referral to start physical therapy? At Indiana Physical Therapy, you don't need a prescription. You have the power to choose where you go for expert care. Our experienced therapists will help you get back to doing what you love. With over 19 locations, getting the care you need has never been easier. Take the first step towards a healthier, more active lifestyle. Visit IndianaPT.com to schedule your appointment today.
Indiana Physical Therapy, where people go to get better.
Well, we've got a good one here at the Lions Den. Southside leads it 10-8 as we start the second quarter. Do have a final score update. East Noble with a 49-33 win over Northrop. And the Knights are now 8-1. Jaron Matheny was over there calling the game, gave us that information. They started out at least 5-0 to start this season. Good feed inside. Miller gets it to drop, and a foul. The basket will count. Or at least I thought it would. Yeah, they're going to count the basket. It was a foul on Leo after the ball was shot. But the basket will count. Now, it was Lucas Miller with the bucket that time, so he's on the board for the first time in this game. Averages just under 10 points per game. Jordan with a long pass to Irby. Got his man in the air. Jordan, corner three, too strong. Offensive board. That was KJ Alexander who got the rebound. Irby just kicks it out to Wynn. And Wynn splashes it home. Vincent Wynn came in late in the first quarter, and early in the second, he gives Southside the lead. There's that 1-2-2 zone press. Richard just does get it across the timeline. Leaning in, that shot won't fall. And there's Alexander with the board. Jordan, not a lot of space along that baseline. Wallace slips it in. Leo sticking with his zone defense, a 2-3 zone. Jordan able to make the catch, and Alexander's right there to put it home. KJ Alexander, the junior. Not a starter, but makes a lot of big plays for these Archers. They've scored the last 5. Richard double team, finds his man. Richard spins inside, trying to go to work, too strong. Jordan stayed with him. Richard got a decent look, but couldn't finish. Wallace bobbles it at first. Miscommunication, that's going in the backcourt. And the only reason you touch that ball if you're a win is because you don't want anybody on Leo getting fast break points out of it. But it does go as over and back. So the Lions force the turnover. Neither team's really gone on a big run at this point. Southside does have the last 5 points of this quarter. That's right after Leo tied the game at 10 to start it. Scroggum feeds inside. Grable had it knocked away. Irby had his back turned and still forced the turnover, and Alexander runs into a foul. They're going to get Richard. Or are they? I thought that was the signal. Have not put it on the scoreboard here. I thought the initial signal was number 2, which would be Sajay Richard. Either way, it will remain Southside basketball. Josh Sandoval's been rather quiet so far. He is averaging 10 points per game. Feed inside. Irby! Contested shot. He had Grable right around him. And Irby's got 5. Grable fouled, and the basket will count. That's on KJ Alexander. Grable gets 2 back for the Lions. And you're not in a position that you want to foul there. Grable using his size and getting the space. Not only did he use his size, he's got good position down there. He's about 6'4". I think he's the biggest guy on the floor, at least for Leo. Free throw comes up short, and Wynn almost got in the way of Jordan there. Leo sticks with that zone defense. Alexander trying to work it out of trouble. His pass a little bit high. Jordan able to make the catch. Sandoval will fire. His 3 is short, and the Lions come away with it. That's LaGrange, Jonah LaGrange, who gets the board for the Lions. Haichu is on the board in this game. He has it poked away. Sandoval forced it. Here comes Jordan. Blocked from behind. It's Scroggum. Schwartz gets out of trouble. Haichu was fouled. He was grabbed by Sandoval. And some shouting coming from the student section. Well, at this point, they're shouting, and you're going to have that in a high school game. There's one guy leaning, maybe pushing the limits a little bit. I don't think he's crossed any lines, though. We've got 5:01 left to play here in quarter number 2. It is Leo ball down on the baseline. Inbound to Schwartz. Inside 5 minutes to go here in quarter number 2. And we're going to get a foul away from the ball. That's on Alexander. Or check that. Looks like they got Sandoval instead of Alexander. Either way, that's the third team foul on Southside. Leo can make this a one-score game. Unless they go only 1 for 2 from the free throw line. They get the ball into LaGrange. LaGrange with a big block on the other end moments ago. He finds Richard. Cogdell looking for help. That's the son of former Leo head coach Kerry Cogdell. Derek Heinen now in his second year. That's blocked, but out of bounds off of Alexander. Gustafson going to the rim, and Alexander swatted it away. KJ Alexander plays quarterback on the Southside football team. And that time he was playing more like a defensive lineman. Richard kicks outside. That's Cogdell. LaGrange with a drive, feeds outside to Gustafson. Gustafson able to scoop it up, and he finds Richard. Pull up 3. Short. Offensive board by Schwartz. 3 ball is good. Nate Gustafson. And Leo pulls within 2. Gustafson's on the board for the first time in this game as we're inside 4 minutes to go here in quarter number 2. Jordan was fouled as he drove. They'll call it on the floor. It's on Richard. Jay Henney will re-enter. And with 3:55 to go, it will remain Southside basketball. That's just the second team foul this quarter on the Lions. Irby with a man right on him. Looking to attack. Off-balance jumper. And Alexander getting big down there. Alexander off the glass. He kept it alive and finished it off. Cogdell in a whole lot of trouble. Alexander pokes it away. And an underhanded pass to Irby. Irby to the basket. He finishes. I'll see if I get a chance to show you that replay a little bit later because Jordan kind of just poked the ball along the ground. Nothing illegal about it, and now Derek Heinen wants a timeout as, again, that pressure causing all kinds of problems for the Leo Lions. When Southside gets a couple of buckets, they're able to set up this pressure, and we'll show you what the pressure did on this possession. They got Cogdell in a world of trouble. Kind of worked back across the timeline a couple times, but Alexander never gave up on it. Jordan helped to triple team, and then Irby takes it to the glass. It's a 6-point lead for the Archers. Their largest lead so far has been 7. As you see J.J. Foster trying to get his guys to keep their feet on the gas. Another replay, and this one's worth showing you because KJ Alexander, and he may play quarterback in high school football. Not necessarily the size of a prototypical quarterback, not necessarily the size of a front court guy either, but he was working hard on that offensive glass, kept the play alive, and ultimately cashed in on it. KJ Alexander with 4 points in this game for the Southside Archers, as that was what led the 4-0 run that Southside's on right now. As you see, Henny with the missed three, but Gustafson with a deep three. Had a hand right in his face. Great shot by Gustafson. Those replays brought to you by Anderson Heating and Air Conditioning. It will be Leo basketball on the other side of half court. Cogdell down the baseline, and he got fouled, and now Alexander might have just committed his third foul of the game. Nope, it's only a second. Alexander's done great work on the floor, but a couple early fouls for him with 3:09 left to go in the second quarter. Shot fake. Gustafson, step back. Air ball. And JT Timberlake Johnson has the board. Irby toward the basket, leaning in. That was blocked. Looked like Grable got the block. He got the board, and then Wallace the takeaway and the putback. Corte Wallace refused to quit. There's that 1-2-2 zone press again. Cogdell able to beat it. Bobbled, but picked up by Henny. And he throws it into no man's land. Only man there is Jordan. And he flips it in. Terrence Jordan with 7 points in this ball game. 10-point lead. This is the biggest lead that the Archers have had. Grable, double team. Too high. He was trying to get that thing to Cogdell. Cogdell would have needed to be another foot taller to catch that pass. The Archers take over up by 10. Terrence Jordan with 7 points. Had a scoop and score on the hardwood. Irby's got to be careful there. That was almost a travel. From the baseline, short, offensive board, Wallace. I think that was Timberlake Johnson who took the shot. Long pass. That extra reach by Irby meant that he didn't have time to step in and take the shot. Cogdell doing everything he can on Alexander. Wallace finds Jordan. Back to Wallace. Alexander getting big again. Irby, whole lot of passes. Who's that off of? It's off Southside. Off of Timberlake Johnson. 1:29 left to go in the first half. We're going to get Nolan Heitshoe on the court. One of the things Heitshoe gives you is his outside shooting ability. Of course, he can also drive and score. Lions are going to need a few of those this next minute and a half to try and get back in this ball game. Whether it's from Heitshoe or whoever it's from, but Heitshoe is certainly capable of changing the momentum for the Lions. He gets the feed out on the wing, inside. Turnaround shot, LaGrange is fouled. I think that's going to go on Wallace, and he's lobbying that he was straight up. Instead, they call it on Timberlake Johnson. Wallace, he knows that wasn't on him, but he didn't want them to call it on JT either. I can tell that by the look on his face. He's giving a look like, what? LaGrange true on the first free throw. Leo is in the double bonus. Second one doesn't fall. Miller knocked it out. It's off Leo. Southside ball. And Vincent Wynn will check in. Timberlake Johnson checks out. For a second there, I thought this Archers had a sixth man on the floor. Well, having a sixth man is good, but 6 men on the floor is not good. 2-3 zone here by the Lions. Irby to his left as the Archers work the clock down inside a minute. Leo quick to the ball, and you have to do that when you're playing this zone defense. So the ball's going to move a whole lot, and it has been. Wallace got it to rattle home. There's that 1-2-2 press again. Lions finally beat the 10-second clock. The ball was swatted away. Timberlake Johnson, and had he not done that, check that it was Wynn. But Miller gets a good look. He missed. Grable able to put it back. Southside can hold for the final shot of the half, down to 11 seconds. Wallace in the middle of that zone. Through the traffic, Jordan fouled. 1.6 on the timer. Terrence Jordan goes to the free throw line. He shot it well from there this season. So far tonight, though, he's had one trip there, and it didn't go the way he wanted it to. Better start this time. Rattles home the second one. Jordan's got 9 points for the game, and that desperation heave comes up just short. And KJ Alexander probably happy that the timer ran out there. All he had to do was just knock the ball down. And he didn't even have to do that, really. But we're at halftime right now with the Southside Archers leading 29-18. And you see it just about all the time with these Archers. If they can put good pressure on you, they can make turnovers happen. We've seen that at various times tonight. That's a big reason why the Archers' lead is currently 11 at the break. Got a couple more words to get in from our sponsors, and we'll do that right now. It's because of our sponsors that we're able to do all the games that we do here on SummitCitySports.com. Of course, that includes the folks at Parkview Sports Medicine. Earn your edge this season. PSM's Edge Training Program maximizes your athleticism through personalized performance training to reach your goals and get you to the next level. Visit ParkviewSportsMedicine.com/edge to schedule your free consultation. It is halftime here at the Lions Den, but the Archers are aiming for a road win. They're 3-0. All their games so far have been on the road, and they're up 11 at the break. Back after this on SummitCitySports.com.
Game day, the moment athletes live for, the intensity, the passion, the unforgettable plays. And while you focus on the game, Watermark Sports Photo captures the memories. From the heart-pounding action to the game-winning score, our game day photos make your athlete the star. But we don't stop at game day. With our Sportrait sessions, together we dream up poses and take your athlete's story to the next level. Serving Northeast Indiana and Northwest Ohio, from colleges to high schools and club sports, moments fade, but the memories last forever. Watermark Sports Photo, where every shot is legendary.
It is halftime with the Southside Archers leading 29-18 over the Leo Lions. I do have the first half scoring leaders, which I'll give to you in just a moment, but first, a few more words from our sponsors. The 12,000 Hoosier men and women with Laborers District Council and affiliated local unions that build Indiana, we are LIUNA. Specialists in design, build, mechanical, and refrigeration. Visit tjwindustrial.com. Oh, beg your pardon, that's the wrong scoreboard. They'll get the right one up. And meanwhile, it is the Southside Archers currently leading 29-18. They've turned defense into offense on a consistent basis tonight. Now, Leo's played a lot of 2-3 zone, trying to neutralize that Archer speed, and they have forced the Archers into some tough looks. So if they can get some stops, get some good looks, and knock those shots down, the Lions are certainly capable of getting back into this game. Right now, here's the scoring leaders. Leading scorer for Southside is Terrence Jordan. He averages 18 points per game on the season. He's got 9 so far tonight. Javon Irby has 7. He's hit a 3-ball. He's one of 3 Archers to hit a 3-ball. Jordan is one of the others. Corte Wallace has 4 points in the game. Vincent Wynn with 3. KJ Alexander with 4. JT Timberlake Johnson with 2. Leader in rebounds so far. It's really 15 rebounds for the team. JT Timberlake Johnson has 2 rebounds. KJ Alexander has 3. He's done a good job keeping possessions alive for the Southside Archers. Javon Irby with 2 and Terrence Jordan with 2 as well. And I'm seeing here that Terrence Jordan has a grand total of 7 steals in this ball game. Javon Irby, KJ Alexander, and Josh Sandoval also have a steal, and Cortez Wallace has 2 steals. So 12 steals for the Archers, none so far for the Leo Lions. It's a quick Archer team. They don't have a lot of size, but they got a lot of speed and a lot of hustle. A lot of great defense, a lot of great shooting as well. Here's the line for the Lions so far in this ball game. Their leading scorer is Cole Grable with 4 points. Got a bunch of guys with 3 points. Sajay Richard with 3. Nolan Heitschuh with 3. Nate Gustafson with 3. Jonah LaGrange with 3. Heitschuh and Gustafson are the only 2 Lions to hit a 3 ball in this game. Lucas Miller has 2. 2 assists so far for Andrew Scroggum. Leading the way in rebounding, meanwhile, is Andrew Scroggum with 4 boards. All 4 of those of the defensive variety. Just 1 offensive rebound for Leo. That came from Bo Schwartz. Meanwhile, looks like 8 offensive rebounds for the Southside Archers. So the Archers' hustle on the glass is one of the reasons why they have this big lead. And, of course, Southside loves to pressure the basketball. They love to use that 1-2-2 zone press or 1-2-1-1 diamond press. And that has forced Leo into some near 10-second violations. It's forced them into plenty of turnovers, and even when Leo has been able to beat the press, the Archers have been able to get back on defense and cause turnovers in the half-court offense when the Lions have gotten the ball across the timeline. But again, Leo has played a lot of 2-3 zone in this game. It's forced the Archers to move the ball around, and if they can force the Archers to take some low-percentage shots and continue to be quick to the basketball like we've seen from Leo at times tonight, they might be able to get some stops, and if they can get some stops more consistently, they can make it more difficult for the Archers to set up their full-court pressure. And that would certainly help the Lions to get back into this ball game. We got about 5 minutes left until the second half gets underway. It's time to hear from more of our sponsors. You're watching high school basketball on SummitCitySports.com. Online degree programs at the University of St. Francis are built for convenience and flexibility. Most degrees can be completed in 12 months. Visit online.sf.edu. Sioka Cleaning and Restoration, providing commercial cleaning services, including janitorial, water damage, and state-of-the-art disinfecting services throughout Northeast Indiana. Jolly Law Firm is the area's best criminal defense firm, helping defend the accused from the government, whether you're facing an OWI or any other criminal accusation. Jolly Law Firm is the answer. Summit Volleyball trains and builds the highest quality volleyball players in the area from ages 5 to 18. Jump on board. Together we can reach the summit. Just a moment, we'll check in on some scores around the area. Right now, it's Southside leading 29-18 with 2 whole quarters of basketball left to play in the Lions Den on SummitCitySports.com.
Thank you for watching Summit City Sports. To help broaden our coverage, we're asking you to become a monthly sponsor to our Patreon account. We produce weekly highlights and live video broadcasts. When the Homestead Girls Golf Team won its first state title in program history, we were there. When Fort Wayne brought back 3 state titles in cross country, we were there. We believe in sharing positive stories and setting the standard for how high school sports should be covered. Join us and donate today.
Game day, the moment athletes live for, the intensity, the passion, the unforgettable plays. And while you focus on the game, Watermark Sports Photo captures the memories. From the heart-pounding action to the game-winning score, our game day photos make your athlete the star. But we don't stop at game day. With our Sportrait sessions, together we dream up poses and take your athlete's story to the next level. Serving Northeast Indiana and Northwest Ohio, from colleges to high schools and club sports, moments fade, but the memories last forever. Watermark Sports Photo, where every shot is legendary.
Here at the Lions Den, we've got 2 minutes to go as the Southside Archers lead the Leo Lions 29-18. Do have some scores to update you on. Northrop leads East Noble 27-19. That's in the second quarter. Bruins almost made it a 10-point game, but they couldn't get the shot. Now the Knights are going the other way. That game's over at the Big Blue Pit in Kendallville, and the Bruins just got a stop moments ago. Dwenger and Norwell just starting the third quarter over in Ossian. Norwell leads that one 23-9, and that is a sea of blue and gold Whether you're talking about the home crowd for the Norwell Knights or the visiting crowd from the Bishop Dwenger Saints. Norwell's about a 40-minute drive from Fort Wayne, Indiana, depending on where you're coming from. So as I'm looking at that game over there in the Castle, not a whole lot of visiting fans for the Saints appear to have made it out to the Castle for that particular ball game. Might have some other games. I think we've got some other games going on as well. No, check that. I guess those are the only two at this point. We did have girls basketball between East Noble and Northrop. East Noble won the girls' game. Northrop is winning the boys' game last I checked. Coming up on a minute to play. Actually, we're under a minute to go until the second half gets underway. I'll go ahead and let you know what's coming up later this week on SummitCitySports.com. We do have plenty more basketball for you, including tomorrow night. New Haven will be at Wayne. Tim Atkinson and Keith Edmonds will be on the call over there. That's boys basketball. And girls basketball, you'll have Belmont at Bishop Luers. I'll be on the call for that game. Thursday night, you'll have DeKalb at Canterbury. Jaron Matheny has the call in that game. Friday night, you'll have Northside at Southside. Aiden Orth will be on the call for that game. Northrop at Luers, girls and boys basketball with Jaron Matheny on the call. You'll have Snyder and Wayne in a doubleheader. I'll be on the call with Keith Edmonds for that. Friday night, Homestead is at Dwenger. Caden Linder is on the call for that game. And I believe that Steve Orth will be on the call for Angola at Garrett boys basketball on Friday night. It wasn't going to be Eli Lawrence, but more recently found out that it would be Steve Orth. And I believe his son Kellen will be running camera. Ready to start the second half. It will be Southside basketball to start this second half. They lead by 11. Now, over the years, we've seen the Lions make some double-digit comebacks. The Archers have stretched this lead out with great defense turning into offense. They can do more of the same. They can continue to build this lead. But if the Lions can put together some good defensive possessions and some good offensive possessions as well, they can get back into this thing. Sandoval got fouled. Lucas Miller called for it. Looked like the Lions were in more of a man-to-man scheme that time. They played a lot of zone in the first half, and it forced the Archers to move the ball around quite a bit. And Sandoval on the board for the first time with that first free throw. Sandoval goes 2 for 2 from the charity stripe. And there's that pressure again by the Archers. Lions get the ball into LaGrange. A little behind Miller, but he gets to it. Scroggum on the wing. Double team comes to LaGrange. Gustafson to his right. Wallace was looking for a takeaway. Wasn't close enough, though. Feed to the wing, that's LaGrange. He finds Scroggum, extra pass, Miller. Outside. LaGrange, the floater, too strong. Got his own miss and banked it home. Jonah LaGrange finds an open bank at 8:15 on a Tuesday night. He's got 5 points in the game. Southside does not have a make from the field yet in this second half. This is only their second possession of the half. An early bucket for Leo might be just what the doctor ordered. At least to get a comeback started, perhaps. As Sandoval tries to work his way around traffic, able to avoid a turnover. Sandoval with a hand in his face comes up short on the three. That was LaGrange with the closeout. And the Lions take over. Richard looked like he might shoot it from there. That would have been from the volleyball line. Scroggum goes for the blow-by, and he's fouled. They're going to get Wallace for that foul. 6:11 left to go, and Scroggum will go to the free throw line. J.J. Foster's going to get K.J. Alexander back in the ball game. Oh, Scroggum just couldn't get that one to fall. Lions trying to pull back in this game. They trailed by 11 at halftime. Trailed by 13 early in this half. One more free throw, though, for LaGrange. He can get it to a 10-point game if he hits this. And he does. Little crossover. Timberlake Johnson just finds Irby in amongst the trees. Jordan. Wild shot. That wouldn't fall. Scroggin with the board. They get it back to him. Well, again, the Lions get a couple of stops. They got a chance to get back in this thing, and that can only help. That's LaGrange cutting through the paint to make it an 8-point ball game. You get a couple of stops. It makes it hard for your opponent to set up a press. Irby long on the three, and Richard secures the board. And again, the Archers not going to be able to press in the full court this time. Can the Lions make this a 2-score game? Any field goal would make that happen. But Jordan with the takeaway behind the back. Loses the ball. Gets to it. Now looking to go baseline. Was he fouled? I think he was. Lucas Miller called for the foul. Well, credit to Miller for staying with him that whole time. But he does commit the foul in the end. Second team foul on Leo. Long inbound to Alexander. Wallace was thinking about it, now dishes to Irby. Irby through traffic. Timberlake Johnson with the reverse. And now off the make, Southside gets a chance to set up the press, but instead, looks like they'll go straight man-to-man. Wallace very close to Miller. Miller able to avoid an over and back call. Heitschuh finds Miller. Grable on the inside with Timberlake Johnson, and it's Jordan with the pickpocket. Grable in pursuit, can't catch him. Jordan goes all the way for the deuce. Terrence Jordan has 11 points. That's going to be 8 or 9 steals already. That floater won't fall. Alexander working that glass. Jordan taking it. Missed it, but he's fouled. That's on Lucas Miller. And Terrence Jordan will go to the free throw line. 11 points for number 11. Just gets that one to roll in as the fan kind of makes some sort of distracting call, trying to distract him. It didn't work. That was Miller's third foul, by the way. He remains in the ball game for now. Couldn't get the roll that time. That is Miller with the rebound. Well, the Lions were pulling back in this game. That was close. Heitschuh able to keep it from Alexander. A catch and shoot for Henny. He hits a three. Much needed three for the Lions. And Jay Henny's on the board for the first time in this one. Here's some of that zone defense. Irby fakes it. Wallace in trouble, finds Alexander. Alexander finds Jordan right in front of the rim. He could have hardly been in a better spot. Or was that Timberlake Johnson? It was one of those two. Loose ball, and Miller could not corral it. Yeah, that was Timberlake Johnson who scored that last basket. But again, he could not have been in a better spot. It's great work by KJ down low. Wallace spots up for three. Wouldn't go. Grable with the board. And his size is something that could certainly play an impact for these Lions. He's 6'4". That looked like an elbow away from the ball from Grable. Heitschuh, deep three. No good. Comes down to Timberlake Johnson. Jordan. Heitschuh lost his balance, and Jordan found two. The dish to Miller. Corner three. Got it. Miller absolutely needed it. I should say the Lions needed it, and Miller cashes in. Alexander short. Stolen away by Irby. Irby finds Alexander, and he atones. J.J. Foster wants a timeout. He hasn't had to use one yet. Well, again, the theme of this game is defense to offense. We've seen a whole lot of that from Southside. We've also seen a lot of fast break opportunities. Trying to show you the replay of Jordan's pickpocket. You'll see Terrence Jordan on this play, though. Timberlake Johnson with the box out. Jordan leaks out ahead, and Heitschuh try as he might. Couldn't keep up with him. I tell you what, Mark Jackson says, hand down, man down. That was head down, man down. Heitschuh ducked his head. Perhaps not intentionally, but perhaps just trying to put his head down and keep up with Jordan. But you put your head down, you can't see where you're going. And when you're chasing Terrence Jordan, that is a dangerous thing. I think now we got a pickpocket here from Jordan. Just had to comb through the replays for a brief second. That was a good pass, but Jordan just comes in with a double team and swats it away from Grable. And Grable, try as he might, could not catch Terrence Jordan. Terrence Jordan with 14 points, and he's got to have 8 or 9 steals. When was the last time somebody had a double-double, and steals was one of the categories he was in double digits for? There's that 1-2-2 press from Southside. This caused problems for Leo in the first half, and he had a good look, chooses to dish it. Coming up on 2 minutes to play as Richard gets the feed and finds Miller. Miller back to Richard. Miller hit a 3 not too long ago for these Lions, but they trail by 13 with less than 2 minutes to play in quarter number 3. LaGrange finds Henny. He'll spot up for 3. Got it. He needed to have it, and he did. Still a lot of basketball left to be played as Henny hits his second 3 of the ball game. Both coming here in this quarter. Wallace in and out. And the door is open again for a Lions comeback. Down 10. They can make it an 8-point game or 7 if they go for a 3. That's LaGrange. A little bit long. Timberlake Johnson pulls it down. He's got Richard and Miller in close. Knocked away. Alexander's right there to put it in. How about KJ Alexander working the glass? Scroggum finds Richard. Richard's been held to just 3 points. At least that's what I have him for. Taken away by Alexander. Another Archer pickpocket. They're so good at that. Henny trying to give them a taste of their own medicine. That's Wallace from the corner. Corte Wallace with 40 seconds to go. That's his first 3 of the game. Lions have to pay attention to that 10-second clock. Richard. Oh, they didn't beat it. Oh, check that. It's traveling. Traveling is called, not a 10-second violation. Well, the Archers will take it. It's a turnover either way. $27.8 left in quarter number 3. The Archers can hold for the final shot of the quarter. We get a whistle right on the inbound. It's a foul on the Archers. Sounds like they called it on Timberlake Johnson. It's his 3rd. No time comes off the clock. With the stoppage in place, Southside can again set up their press. Heitschuh goes back to Scroggum. Scroggum gets it across the timeline. And we've got a foul on the Archers. I think they got Alexander. The official looked to his left. I thought for a second there might be a little bit more than just that personal, but apparently not. Nolan Heitschuh will inbound for the Lions with 17.5 left. The Lions beat the press, but still you have to protect the basketball against these Archers. 12 seconds to go. LaGrange has it. He's guarded by Vincent Wynn. 5 seconds. Heitschuh with it. Heitschuh feeds it. Richard with 2 seconds. 3 ball won't fall. And the third quarter has come to an end. The Archers with a 15-point lead over the Leo Lions. And we're back after this break for the fourth quarter on SummitCitySports.com.
Here, every athlete is one of one. Every day is an opportunity to improve, to become faster, stronger, healthier. That's our commitment. With elite training and expert care, we transform athletes by pushing through challenges and sharing every victory. PSN, you've got goals. We help you get there. Learn more at psmsports.com.
Let her cook, let me cook. Never gave it. I ain't never gave no. Fell out with them. We ain't never making up. Back for everything I ever lost. I'm on the mission. We turned the whole house into a booth. We in the kitchen. Let her cook. Big low come through frying. Hey, let her cook. Okay. Too much cake out bow. Oh God. Let her cook. All this sauce.
Well, here at the Lions Den, it's the Archers of Southside leading 47-32. We do have this update from Jaron Matheny. Northrop leads East Noble 32-19 at halftime. Don LeRae Reese with 12 points. Check in on Bishop Dwenger versus Norwell here in just a second. I think that's the only other game going on besides this one and the East Noble Northrop game. Of course, that's over at East Noble. East Noble's girls team defeated Northrop earlier tonight to go to 8-1 on the season. Britton Isaacs building a really good team over there in Kendallville. Heitschuh draws the foul. You're going to need some of that. Nolan Heitschuh attacking the basket if the Lions want to get back in this game. Javon Irby called for the foul. First team foul this quarter on Southside, and that's Irby's first foul of the game. Heitschuh just could not get it to spin in. That's where Tim Brando would say the iron unkind. Got that one to go. Over to Jordan. Wynn going to feed it off, choosing not to go for the three. Southside wants to take some time off the clock before they go for a shot. Good hard pass in there, but it's blocked by Richard. Kept alive by Henny. And they're going to say Leo ball. Javon Irby pleading his case, and apparently he won. It's now Southside ball. The initial call was Leo ball, and I thought that was Richard who touched it last. The officials will discuss. And it looks like they're going to keep it with the latest call. Yes, Southside basketball. Jordan finds Alexander. That pass got tipped. That was Henny who got his hands up there. And Miller fires it across. Gets that one to Gustafson. Still a lot of time left in this ball game. 7 minutes left to go. Leo got the point on their opening possession. Now it was 1 for 2 from the line. That was blocked by Alexander and off Scroggum. KJ getting tall. He's been doing yeoman's work around that glass. I just gave him 2 points on my roster by accident. He loves some style points for a block like that. Most importantly, I think he'll take not only the block, but a possession for the Archers. Wallace throws it into traffic. Henny saves it. Finds Miller. Miller able to secure the ball. Wallace knocks it away. He's got Jordan to his right. Jordan going up. He's short. And that's going to be Southside ball. Derek Heinen does not agree. And he might have a case here. Well, Sandoval will check in. It was great defense by Wallace, and I'd show it to you, but I think I'm going to run out of time. As Wallace looks to inbound, he fires it into Alexander. Jordan from the corner, short, bat in the air. Wallace gets to it. Irby and Alexander were in the area to help keep that ball alive. Alexander has kept lots of plays alive tonight. He's got the ball in his hands. Irby in traffic, making moves, comes up short, and Grable kicks it out of bounds. I thought he had the rebound but couldn't secure it. Only question I have is, did Jordan make a little too much contact? He was in close. Again, I'm going to run out of time as the Archers are about to inbound. Fake by Alexander. He swings it outside to Sandoval. Sandoval with the extra pass. Now Irby will spot up and hit a three. Javon Irby. That's just one of his strengths that he brings to the table. He's got 10 for the game and 2 threes. The 17-point lead is the biggest lead the Archers have had. Heitschuh could not cut into it, and that's over the backboard. That's as good as out of bounds. That three by Irby moments ago was the first three, not only the first three of this quarter, but the first field goal this quarter for the Archers. Alexander turns his head at just the right time. He's lucky that none of the Lions were there in the backcourt. Wallace feeds that one to Alexander. They got the freshman Cameron Charlton, the 6'5" forward, in off the bench. These will be his first minutes of the night. Terrence Jordan in the paint trying to feed Charlton. Did he travel? No, it's a jump ball. The arrow keeps it with Southside. And Nate Gustafson will check in for the Lions. Jordan working his way around. No shot. He was fouled. I think they got Scroggum, and they did. His second personal. First team foul on Leo this quarter. 5:06 left in quarter number 4. Carson Cogdell will check in, and Sajay Richard will check in as well. Into Jordan. Wallace finds Alexander. Jordan goes down the baseline, swings it cross court. Sandoval, book it. 20-point lead for Southside. As I have it, that's Sandoval's first field goal of this game. This guy who averages 10 points per game. Alexander with the hustle, but Schwartz gets to the ball and takes it to the cup. And back down the floor come the Archers. Outside Sandoval, a deep three. Got it! Josh Sandoval. Back-to-back triples, and that one just inside the volleyball line. Schwartz on the drive, fakes a couple men in the air. That three ball won't fall. Knocked away by Charlton, and he keeps it alive for the Archers. Here's Jordan down the floor. Couldn't spin it home. Sajay Richard with the board for Leo. And we've got inside 4 minutes to play in quarter number 4. Jordan got his hand on it. Wallace the steal, and Jordan will just flip it in. Nothing flashy, but definitely effective. Leo will call a timeout. They're down to 2 left. And Southside is up 23. This is an outstanding performance by the Southside Archers. And Terrence Jordan with 16 points. He's got to have 10 steals with that. if he didn't have it already. He'd have a double-double, maybe even a triple-double, just with the points and steals. This is worth showing to you. We got a couple replays worth showing to you on our Anderson Heating and Air Conditioning replay. Go ahead and show them to you both. Josh Sandoval had not hit a shot from the field until the fourth quarter. This is his second straight three from just inside the volleyball line. That's easily a three from NBA range. That's a three that would make any NBA scout proud. Like, seriously, he can hit it from out there? Where Sandoval's a junior. He's still got another year of high school left after this. But Terrence Jordan, great defense, turning into offense, and he might have double-digit steals. We know he's got double digits in points. He's got 16. Turned defense into offense that time. What a show Terrence Jordan has put on. And I said coming into this game, when you play the Southside Archers, you have got to protect the basketball. These Archers hunt the ball. And if they get a chance to poke it away from you, they will do it. Carson Cogdell gets it across the timeline for Leo. Gustafson has to feed it off. Cogdell into the paint, loses it. Sandoval caused that one. And here comes Alexander to the basket. KJ Alexander, have a night, young man. And that'll get him 10 points for the night. That three comes up short. Henny with his own rebound. So we come up on 3 minutes to play. The floater. Gustafson couldn't hit it. Rebound swatted to Irby. Irby making sure he protects the basketball. Sandoval in and out. Richard knocks the rebound into the hands of Cogdell. He's double teamed right near the baseline. Richard had to come help and almost turned it over. Sandoval was lurking. Derek Heinen will dig into his bench. Richard double teamed, has an open man. That three won't fall. And Irby grabs the rebound right over Alexander. There goes Irby quick down the floor, but he's going to bring it outside. Right now, Southside a little more focused on the clock than on points. They do have Charlton posting up down low. Charlton, one dribble. The hook shot won't crawl home. Miller with the rebound and a timeout as Derek Heinen wants to make a substitution. Well, he'll make a substitution after this break. It's a full timeout. Leo has one timeout left. While they take a timeout, we'll also take a timeout. You're watching high school basketball on SummitCitySports.com.
Game day, the moment athletes live for. The intensity, the passion, the unforgettable plays. And while you focus on the game, Watermark Sports Photo captures the memories. From the heart-pounding action to the game-winning score, our game day photos make your athlete the star. But we don't stop at game day. With our Sportrait sessions, together we dream up poses and take your athlete's story to the next level. Serving Northeast Indiana and Northwest Ohio, from colleges to high schools and club sports, moments fade, but the memories last forever. Watermark Sports Photo, where every shot is legendary.
The Southside Archers up 60-35. What a dominating performance this has been by the Archers here in the Lions' Den. That 1-2-2 zone press or 1-2-1-1 press that they used caused a lot of trouble for these Lions. And the Archers have been able to turn defense into offense. They lead at 60-35. Terrence Jordan is definitely in double figures for points. He might have double figures in steals. Well, the folks here at Leo do provide us with halftime stats, and sometimes they'll give us post-game stats. Do hope they provide that to us as well. We'll see when this game is all said and done. So hopefully we can definitively tell you whether or not it's double digits in steals as well as points for Terrence Jordan. He's on the bench right now. Schwartz sips it outside. Caden Mathias, a senior, is on the floor. Richard, good position, and he puts that one home. Irby cross court to Alexander. Tavion Morrow wanted the catch and shoot three. Correction, that was Elijah Norman. Elijah Norman's a freshman. Irby lobs it inside. That's a tough catch. Just barely pulled in. I think that was Braylon Terry, who made the catch. That shot's blocked, and it was actually Sylvian. Stolen away by Irby. He takes it to the rim and scores. Javon Irby in double figures. He's got 12. And it looks like J.J. Foster has just called a timeout. It's a full timeout. Well, Southside hasn't had to use a whole lot of timeouts. It's only the second one they've used today with 1:09 to go. Back after this on SummitCitySports.com.
Court from the PSM Sports Therapy.
I beg your pardon. I thought that was a full timeout. They went back to action quickly. There on the deck to recover that ball is Sam Miller, and we get a whistle. Donovan Bell called for the foul, a junior. Comes with 59.3 to go. And now Braylon Terry will check into the ball game. He'll give Jordan Sylvain a breather. Matthias will inbound. Gets it to LaGrange. Southside in a zone defense. Looks like a 2-3 zone here. As Cogdell looking for some help. He finds some help. That was LaGrange. Floater in the paint. That's too strong. Too short, rather. Was deflected. And Sylvain got to it. Putback won't go. Sylvain there for the board, or to help get the board to Charlton. And the freshman Cam Charlton puts it home. .14 seconds, and this game is pretty well in the books with a 27-point Southside lead. Leo looked early on like they might be able to make a run and get back into this thing, but the Southside Archers amped up their pressure and ran away with it. Blocked at the end of it by Charlton. And an emphatic finish to this win for the Southside Archers. The Southside Archers finish up a 4-game road trip, and they've got a 4-0 record overall. And come Friday, it'll be home sweet home as the Archers go back to Don Reichert Gymnasium to take on their heated rivals, the Northside Legends. It's time to recognize our Parkview Sports Medicine players of the game, and I'm going to recognize two guys. Terrence Jordan finishes this game with 18 points and close to double figures in steals. We'll see if we get an official word on that a little later. KJ Alexander with 10 points, and also he continued to go after one rebound after another. Alexander and Jordan are your PSM players of the game. And we'll make it official what the stats are here in just a second, because they did bring the stats up to us. Here's the stats for Southside. Terrence Jordan leads the way with 16 points. He also comes up with 4 assists, and as far as steals go, he did not quite get double figures. He came up with 9 steals is what they have him officially for here at Leo. Not quite 10. He does get 9, but what an impressive day that is. 9 steals. That is absolutely crazy. Great night for Terrence Jordan in this ball game. Javon Irby finishes with 12 points, 4 rebounds, and 3 assists. KJ Alexander finishes with 10 points, 3 rebounds, and an assist. And he comes up with 3 steals. Irby also with 3 steals in this ball game. And Corte Wallace with 4 steals. For the Leo Lions, they were led in scoring by Jonah LaGrange with 7 points. Jay Henney with 6. Sajay Richard with 5. Lucas Miller also with 5. Rebounding was fairly even when all was said and done. Southside 29 boards, 28 for Leo. But Southside wins the offensive rebounding battle, 13-5. 20 steals for the Archers, just 2 for the Leo Lions. So you get a little idea as to why Southside won this game by 27 points. Defense turning into offense. You see that just about any time the Southside Archers take the floor. They want to pressure you, whether it's full court pressure or going after steals in the front court. They want to force takeaways and turn those takeaways into points. And they've got guys who can shoot it from the outside and drive to the basket as well. Southside Archers proven that they are still a dangerous force to be reckoned with in the SAC. And again, they will host Northside this coming Friday night. That'll be the first home game of the season for the Southside Archers. For the Leo Lions, they'll be back home on the 13th. That's Saturday, taking on the Woodland Warriors. That's a 7:30 p.m. start for the Leo Lions right here at the Lions Den. That's going to do it for us here on SummitCitySports.com. For Oscar Harrison, this is Thad Goff saying so long from the Lions Den. The Southside Archers win 64-37. You've been watching high school basketball on SummitCitySports.com.
Thank you for watching Summit City Sports. To help broaden our coverage, we're asking you to become a monthly sponsor to our Patreon account. We produce weekly highlights and live video broadcasts. When the Homestead Girls Golf Team won its first state title in program history, we were there. When Fort Wayne brought back 3 state titles in cross country, we were there. We believe in sharing positive stories and setting the standard for how high school sports should be covered. Join us and donate today.
Game day, the moment athletes live for, the intensity, the passion, the unforgettable plays. And while you focus on the game, Watermark Sports Photo captures the memories. From the heart-pounding action to the game-winning score, our game day photos make your athlete the star. But we don't stop at game day. With our Sportrait sessions together, we dream up poses and take your athlete's story to the next level. Serving Northeast Indiana and Northwest Ohio, from colleges to high schools and club sports, moments fade, but the memories last forever. Watermark Sports Photo, where every shot is legendary.